Hello everyone, this is Osiris Frost. On today's show, I'll be going over another how-to guide, this time for the newly added service beacons being released with patch 3.1. Service beacons are going to be a foundational gameplay mechanic in Star Citizen through which players will interact with each other as well as NPCs in order to secure cooperation on various tasks. In 3.1, the initial implementation of service beacons will only include two types of distress calls, combat assistance and personal transport, but look for expanded functionality down the road. Distress calls are exactly what they sound like. You would use this feature if you found yourself under attack and in need of backup, or if you were stranded someplace and you need a lift. You simply open up your Mobiglass and select the Contract Manager app. From there, look at the tabs on the top of your screen. Click the Beacons tab. This will bring up your service beacon menu, showing any currently active beacons you have at the moment on the left, or allowing you to create a new service beacon by pushing the button at the top right. When you click on the Create Beacon button, the right-hand window will display a simple set of instructions, your current UEC balance, 3 drop-down boxes, and an empty field. These allow you to set the parameters of your request. First, let's look at the beacon type. As mentioned earlier, you can choose from between personal transport and combat assistance. We'll select personal transport here, which will make the second drop-down box activate a list of places you can ask to be taken. Next, let's choose the minimum reputation qualification for accepting this contract. You may be thinking that, of course, I will only accept 5-star rated players, but keep in mind that with higher rating, you're likely to have to offer more money. Additionally, there might be those trolls who give people low ratings just for their own amusement. So just because someone doesn't have 5-star rating doesn't mean that they're a scumbag. At the end of the day, you'll have to decide for yourself what compromises you're willing to make to save money. And speaking of money, the last thing to decide here is how much you're willing to pay for someone to accept your contract. Enter that amount into the empty field, then click the Broadcast Beacon button. Hopefully, you won't have to wait too long for someone to accept the contract. As if on cue, King Beyond the Wall has accepted our generous offer of 0 UEC, and the pop-up window tells us that he's only 346 meters away. As we're likely both standing indoors here on Port Olisar, we could begin moving toward one another until we met, and then head off. But if we were out in space, then most likely he would have to come rescue us. But we're going to cancel this contract. We don't actually want to make this swell fella have to cart us all the way across the Stanton system for free. Select the beacon you wish to cancel, in our case the only one, and click the Cancel Beacon button. A new pop-up will appear, advising us to leave feedback about our experience. King did us a solid by being Johnny on the spot with the Accept button, so we're going to say that we had a positive experience this time. It'll take a moment for the transaction to process, and then our beacon is cleared out. Had we actually performed the transaction, our offered UEC would be held in escrow, deducted from our account so we couldn't renege, but only awarded to King Beyond the Wall if he satisfied the terms of our arrangement. So that was personal transport. The second option is combat assistance. I'm here in my hangar as the PTU is still a little unstable, but I can run you through the differences briefly. You'll access the service beacon manager just like we did before, but this time we'll select combat assistance from the beacon type dropdown. The main difference here is that the destination field is grayed out. It's understood that you need assistance at your location. This should create a quantum jump point at your location for the accepting party to use in order to get to you as quickly as possible. Aside from that, choose your minimum rating and mission payout just like before and hit accept. That's about all there is to service beacons in 3.1. There will be several additional beacon types added in the next patch and beyond, including escort, repair, and refuel requests. When those are released, I'll make additional videos to break them down, and hopefully there will be a stable PU at that time so we can see some in action from start to finish. That's all for today's show. Thanks for watching. If you're new to Star Citizen, or you know someone who's thinking of playing, you or they can earn 5,000 UEC on your account by registering with my referral code, which you can find in the show notes down below. If you have any questions, feedback, or episode suggestions, go ahead and leave them in the comments. And if you haven't already, please be sure to like and subscribe. I'd really appreciate that. Thanks, and I'll see you next time.